At X-ray runway 7, hold, correction, runway 12, hold short, runway 7 to be Lieutenant.
Roger that.
Out here is where America's heroes play. And you can too. Hi, I'm JT Boyd, retired Marine, leadership performance coach, and reenactment enthusiast. Now you can take America's tax dollars out for a test drive at the San Andreas Flight School. If you've always wanted to pay to enjoy the thrill and exhilaration of being a patriotic hero without having to put in real time and effort, the San Andreas Flight School is for you. Put the life back into your midlife crisis. Like any sensible new father, learn the art of hot dogging in our new jets or swift helicopter. Or demonstrate your continued manliness with a road race. Master air and land superiority, and then fly the flag of your country on our new patriotically themed parachute bags. It's a fact, women love men in uniform who shower with other men and look moody while riding motorcycles. Woo-hoo! Look at that. Come be part of the montage. The San Andreas Flight School, the best of the best.
Hi guys, so this is more of a it's more of a, like, rather than being a specific to the event week that we've got, it's kind of more of an all-around information about the flight schools, mainly bringing it up because there is 2 times money NRP for the flight school missions, but this is going to be just a brief kind of just showing you what there is and what you have to do in each of the lessons. So we're going to start off with the first one being outside loop, which is pretty basic. You just go start all these missions, you start flying. You ain't got to start getting into the helicopter or plane and then go. You start in the air ready to go already. Outside loop, pretty self-explanatory. You go through a couple checkpoints, then you get to a checkpoint, and then you have to do an outside loop. Obviously you've got the instructor being full stereotypical pilot marine attitude. Basically you do one outside loop at the edge of the port, and then you go to the bridge a bit further on and you have to do an outside loop underneath the bridge, back up, boom. All of these are time based, so you've got to do them with behind a certain time to get basically to get either bronze, silver or gold.
Execute the outside loop. You can level it out now. Hey, idiot, you ain't as dumb as you look, sound, or smell. Now try a second outside loop, passing under the bridge, right there. Go, outside loop, taking you under the bridge.
Next up we have engine failure, which is you have a 16-seater miljet or millijet, whatever it's called. You're at the military base and the engines fail, and you have to try and land the plane at the military base and stop on a certain point. You can't just land at the runway and then done. You got to stop at a certain point. Now, this one is pretty cool. One, because it actually teaches you, and you actually have to fly the plane because you haven't got engines. You're literally going on glide power. And when you do get to the landing strip of the military base, you've actually got fire engines and stuff driving by, so it's like a proper emergency landing, which makes it pretty cool. chase parachute is you have to jump out of the back of a plane or the cargo bomb, I think, and you actually have to go catch your parachute, which is pretty simple. All you got to do is just fly into it and then you automatically pick it up, like you're picking up anything. And then you have to open the parachute and land on a certain point, I think. It's either land at a certain point or you have to go through checkpoints and then land on a certain point like you do with the parachute races. City landing is pretty simple as well. You flying, if it's one I'm thinking of, you're flying a cargo bomb, and again you got to go to the airport, but mistake, the engine fails before you get to the airport, so then you have to readjust your landing and you have to land on the beach, again stopping at a certain point. Depending on how far you get from this point depends on what medal you get. Now I would suggest keeping your finger on the accelerator until you get close to the stop, because the accelerator doesn't actually work, but I think it does give you a little bit of boost or momentum anyway, but the brakes work fine. So get as close as you can to the point and then slam on the brakes. You'll stop pretty much immediately. Formation flight is you have to follow paths of pretty much, you've got 3 other people with you, 3 or 4. You have to stay in your little ring section and you have to basically fly in formation. Depending on how you fly depends on which medal you get. Again, pretty simple, but it is kind of difficult. Again, all of these you do have the instructor telling you what to do at the times it needs to be done.
When you hit the next marker, fire right rudder and follow the other jets. You're there. Now flying as close to formation as you can. This move is popular overseas. The bomb the orphanage home. You see this, Cadet? This is company flying. On my mark, we're pulling up and flying in a vertical formation. Okay, now stay in the pocket. Let's try another maneuver. Keep rolling. Stay with the group. When you hit the next marker, perform a full inside loop. New maneuver, okay? Have titanium erection. Keep this up. I might just like you, Cadet. Keep her there. Stay steady. Now we're completing a half loop and holding position inverted. Stay with us. Stay with us. That's a gold star pass.
Moving landing is you have to fly a helicopter onto a moving target, being a flatbed lorry, on a bridge. Again, the quicker you do it, the better medal you get. Shooting range, you've got a buzzard and you're basically just shooting targets at a construction site. The more targets you get, the better medal you get. Ground level is you got to fly a circuit and you got to fly as low as possible to the ground. But bit of point, you don't actually have to fly low to the ground the entire thing. All you got to do is fly low to the ground once you go through the checkpoints, and your medal will be dependent on the average height you are through each checkpoint. Flag collect is a bit more difficult. I haven't managed to do this one. You've got to go through the city, go through like the downtown Maze Bank area, picking up a load of flags in a certain time. Now, this is pretty difficult, I'd say, if you're not that comfortable with flying. Mainly because the time limit is pretty quick. The flags are quite close to buildings. And it's, you know, it's not exactly a slow plane you've got, so you've got to be using the wings to turn, you've got to be using the tail to turn, letting go, full on acceleration. There's a lot of stuff you've got to be doing with your fingers and the controller. And then follow the leader is simply following the instructor through checkpoints, doing multiple different things that you have just learned. So you got loops and various other things that you got to do. So those are the missions on the San Andreas Flight School. If you're wondering, just in case, this actually came out in the Xbox 360 and the PS3 version of GTA Online. So this is kind of like a very nostalgic update. So, but they are fun, pass or not, gold or not. They are very fun to do, and it's a bit different than what you're normally used to, because most people will either do races, contact missions, cell missions. It's very different, and they are very fun. So go on and enjoy them. If you're wondering how to get to them, you have to go to the airport. Instead of going on the left hand side where most people normally get into the airport, if you go on to the right up the stairs, they are there. All you got to do is walk into that little bit like you would any mission and go ahead and start. I believe if you have not done them before, it will give you, when you actually start it up, it will give you the option to watch or skip a little tutorial just to show you what it is that you have to do. So if you haven't done them, you will get that to show you. Obviously, if you've done them already, you won't get that option. I thought you did, but you don't. You don't get the option to watch it. So hopefully that was helpful. If it was, leave a like. If you did enjoy, again, if you did enjoy this, then go leave a like on it. Don't forget to share it as well. for anyone else who you might know that hasn't done them before. Comment what your favourite one is once you've done them, or if you've done them already. And obviously, if you do go ahead and continue to enjoy them, do not forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified on any videos or updates I unleash into the channel. And I will see you all in the skies.